Hey on YouTube, Hillbilly Rideshare driver coming at you. Just had a thought, I was thinking about it. I want to talk about Lyft. A month and a half, 2 months ago, when they took away the car icons in the rider app, not the driver, the rider app. Of course, you know, as drivers, we use that to try to position ourselves in the best place. See how many cars are in the immediate area and things like that. I think Lyft saw that, knew that, and I'm sure Uber knows that too. And they kind of felt that drivers were using it to get over on them. Maybe some did, I don't know. However, they took away all the cars, all the icons, except for one car that was closest to you. And I got in touch with Lyft, and they didn't basically tell me, they straight up told me that the reason that they removed the car icons was because of accuracy. They felt that because it wasn't real-time accurate, that it was false, and it created a false sense for both drivers and riders. Well, they mysteriously, quietly added them back at some point over the last month and a half or 2 months. I'm not sure when. Of course, I've voiced my displeasure at it to Lyft, but you know, I'm a peon driver that has very few rides with them. It just isn't a Lyft kind of area right now. But they added them back. No fanfare, no announcement, no anything. At some point they added them back. Now, that started me thinking, why would they go to the trouble of removing them? Why would they just add them back? I'll tell you, the most likely explanation for the reason that they added them back was one of the reasons that I relayed to them whenever they said that the riders can only see the closest car. They started losing their ass is why. Imagine yourself on a busy Friday night and you pull up the Lyft app, or Uber's surging and you flip over to the Lyft app to see if you can grab a car. You see one car. You know that you're not the only one trying to grab a Lyft ride because you don't want to pay 2 times the price over on Uber. Or you just see one car and you're in a hurry and you need a car. You don't want to look at the app and hope that that driver gets to you in the next half hour. But most likely what was happening was the single car that would show up on the app, as soon as someone would request it, between the time they requested it and the actual time that they looked at and saw a car on the app, that driver had a ride. They requested a ride, and possibly no one accepted it, or it took a while, or they saw the car disappear and assumed that there was no other drivers. That's my opinion on that matter. And it seems like the most logical to me. I'm sure they didn't add it back for the driver's convenience. I'm sure it was their bottom dollar. I mean, and in reality, most areas that, if there's Lyft and Uber, I'm going to take an educated guess and say that Lyft might be 25% of the total rides compared to Uber. I mean, I don't run Lyft a lot in the real busy cities. I'll turn Lyft completely off, because if it's busy, I don't want to drive 18 miles to pick someone up when Uber will ping me with a ride that's around the corner. It makes no sense to me, just because. But in the slower areas where it's, you get a ride, then 10 or 15 minutes later, maybe a little while later, you might get another ride. I'll leave them both on. I'll run them both. But overall, way less than 50% of my total rides are Lyft. But, part of that, maybe the reason could be because I don't accept, whenever I'm in the middle of a surge, I'll turn Lyft off. I'm not stupid. Why would I want to get paid $5 for a ride that I can get paid $10 for? And why would I want to drive 20 minutes to pick someone up for maybe a $5 ride? Makes no sense, especially whenever I'm getting stacked up and queued up on Uber. Anyway, that was just my thought on that. And it's Hillbilly Rideshare driver, as they say in the YouTube world. Like, share, subscribe, tell your friends, tell your neighbors. Have a good one. Stay frosty.